I also like, yeah, this is like one of the classic demons.
Yeah, I learned about the Infernal Dictionary, which just has a bunch of these demon.
Okay,
You know, some of them are like classic demons, and some of them
I
are
don't think
just
these are
like,
from the Bible, though.
These are from
no,
the Infernal
these were like made
Dictionary.
many years later.
This
The
is like some
Demoniae,
Aleister Crowley shit.
exactly.
Anyway, let's go,
Scars
AC.
Gautier.
Alright. OBS says that the stream is going. Alright.
Does it say it on the YouTube side?
I'm
I'm gonna
checking
check
now.
it.
On YouTube, you have to click go live.
I see. Wait, are you using the skull thumbnail?
The skull? I don't.
Here, wait.
Oh,
let me,
what?
show you one.
Oh, I am. Okay, so for context, this was the setup meant for session 8, and then I got a weird setup from 8 onwards. So basically, this is a repurposed session 8 video.
Damn. If you missed
Wait,
session
so
8, tune in right now, and you'll be able to find it right here. Editor, be sure to put a special link to episode session 8.
I don't
this
think
isn't
these
like
are edited.
these aren't like this isn't gonna be rewriting session 8, is it?
No, session
Okay,
8 is its
okay.
own thing.
We're not going
The
back
way you
in time.
described that, I wasn't sure what you meant, but all right. So should I do the sound test?
Before, let me grab
Also, hello audience. We were going through technical difficulties. We had to sacrifice a child to Moloch to get this thing working, but it seems to be working now.
Alright.
Not to put you on metaphorical blast, but whenever I do mine, we're gonna be, I definitely need to cut back on the amount of pre-show talk we do.
I mean, a lot of that was technical difficulties.
I mean, there was it was like a half and half of like.
It was not half and half. Like the most of us were talking, like when we were all here, AC was like going through technical difficulties.
That is true. Okay.
Anyway, should I do the sound test now, JC? You ready?
Yeah. Let me get the music.
Oh my god, JC, a bomb.
Oh my god, I used the YouTube tab I had for the music I had to put up for the live streaming. OBS, go fuck yourself, man. Alright, Joshy, say something.
Me when my bitch of an ex-wife comes in and tells me I fucking fucked.
Alright.
I can't
Robert's
believe it, Joshi. You fucked.
Robert, say something.
I'm a video man.
Justin, say something.
Oh my god, Josh, you have a wife?
Sim, say something.
You know that Aleister Crowley and William Butler Yeats once had a magic duel that ended when Yeats kicked Crowley down the stairs?
Well, that's my favorite spell, to be completely honest. I have to imagine like a mage that like has like that whenever the spells fail, they're like, I cast punch, and he just decks a guy in the face.
I cast a brick. Throws a brick.
Alright.
That'd be a great D&D character. It's a person laughing as like a wizard, but like they're built like a fucking ranger class, so they're just chucking shit at people. They just yell, "I cast a brick."
That's barbarian, and that's like I forget what it was. I think it's improvised weapon, or what's the thing that lets you throw real good as barbarian that everybody picks in Baldur's Gate so they can get that spear?
Like bar brawl or something.
Tavern brawler. Tavern.
Brawler.
You have like the great. You have the great magician, but he's like a tavern brawler barbarian. And anytime you throw furniture at people and you say, I cast wooden chair.
Alright, I'm just gonna test myself here.
I think you've invented Mashal.
Yo, watch out, watch out!
Mashal is I cast punch.
Grabs your mom, goes, I'm catching your mom, and throws their mom at them.
We're good.
Cast your
Yes,
mom
I'm
into the fire.
grabbing your mom and casting I'm your dad now, and then I have sex with your mom and end my turn.
Oh, I have a greater spell. I cast a recap! So last time, you guys had their boss fight with Langstrom. And, you stanked
Killed
him.
his ass.
You stanked him. You only immobilized him at first, but Victor showed up and ripped the premium out of his body and walked away. And that's where the session ends. And before you is... And now he's standing up in this illustration because I didn't have time to draw him like on the ground. Well, I had time, I was sick. Let me get an illustration.
And now he's never been better.
And you're still a little sick, right?
A little. I'm a manageable levels of sick.
He's suffering for you, the audience, but also us, the players. Give him money. He deserves it. Somehow give him money. We don't have any method of it, but somehow.
Somehow. Subscribe. If
you can donate. It's a donate button.
Why don't you just open a Patreon at this point?
Hey, if I open a Patreon, I might you might see
just start doing art commissions and burn yourself out super hard because you took too many of them.
True.
That's what I feel like. If I did that, I'd do like 2 or 3 at a time. I'd be very minimal. But anyway, this is the core. You see him on the ground, stake in his heart, all the premium and metals ripped out of him.
How emaciated does he look with all the premium ripped out of his body?
Very.
Was it just Is it just the tentacles that had the premium, or was there like any of his actual body?
How much of him was premium, and how much is it now without?
I'll say that at something that I'm retroactively describing is that there was premium like sharp points at the end of his like wings, like right here.
Right.
There's also some, but other than that, basically the tip of his wings and that got torn off. And
so there was no like ribs that were like, he wasn't Wolverine bone.
He was not. He probably should have been, but he's not.
All right, I think we gotta get this guy somewhere. Probably to the Shadow Cave. Now, you said your throat was a bit raw. Like, are you able to like do the like any sort of voice? Because you could do that deep voice that we suggested.
I'll probably do that.
Oh yeah, I feel like I should ask as well. He didn't like nab my premium sword, did he?
I don't see why.
Oh yeah, I meant to say no, he didn't.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure if he was taking. I want all my premium back. Yoink.
He probably should have. But
I guess whenever it comes to the Sabat guy that joined us, thanks for the work. We'll get you your payment. I guess we'll just give him a payment.
You see him kind of walk, like kind of like injured, like. Understandable. The payment's good, and yeah, we don't have any rivals. Well, but looks like it's gonna be quite the mess in New York. Probably wouldn't stick around if I were y'all. Once I get the reward, I'd probably get out. If anything does happen on the way out, I would probably protect you. But yeah.
What do you mean?
So, Steph, like, okay, but right before that, give me 1 second. Steph, side saddles up to the guy, like hands at my belt, like kind of like holding them together. that was the scariest man in my life. I think I'd be a lot happier and sexier if you made me a vampire. Also safer. Forget those last 2 points.
That guy's a racist.
Ah,
Wait, what?
who is
I'm not.
Who is it these days?
Is it
Are you?
me?
Wait, are you a racist?
I mean,
The-
no,
Are
but we
you
don't know.
racist?
Are
The
you,
man-
are you a racist?
I think you just called yourself a racist. That
You
sounds like a
self-report like
confession
that
to
I mean,
now?
me.
technically, I called everybody a racist.
That sounds like a confession to me. It's like that guy who thought everyone wanted to fuck birds because he wanted to fuck a bird.
I'm sorry, when did that happen, Creed?
Ooh.
His name is Sheriff.
Looks like someone here is admitting something else, huh?
Yeah, I didn't expect my
Wait, Creed? Creed?
Who the fuck is
Different,
Creed?
wrong game.
I have no idea what they're talking about. I was
Creed-
just gonna talk about how the Sabbat were vampire supremacists.
Well,
I mean, on a functional level, I'm also kind of a vampire supremacist.
Sammy wants to eat
Ja-
you as cattle.
Jack looks at you, with almost a surprise and kind of a weird disgust, almost. And I will say, during the argument, when you all mentioned the racist point, he did point to himself. I was like, me? Out of confusion.
I didn't say he was a racist. That was on fucking on Edwin. I don't know.
Now,
What he's
it's
on.
like,
know what
now
you're
wait.
talking about.
Now wait. I understand that many people in the Sabbats are very proud of their origins, and some may take that in a way that's a little more than the vampirism. But I will say, back to what I was going to say. I want to thank you for the money, but I need you to realize that we have essentially created a power vacuum. Langstrom took out the main prince of the Camarilla. They've been fighting over that. And Langstrom was propping himself up and was one of the most influential vampires in the city right up until, this happened. So with them out of the picture, it would be time for me to rise up, but the Camarilla still has meant essentially a vampire, civil war of sorts, or war of sorts is, it's a power vacuum.
Sorry, did you say a vampire civil
Civil
war? God damn it!
Civil war.
We're kind of
And
on a
yes,
vampire silver war, technically.
that's werewolves. Anyway,
Oh yeah, that's right. Fuck.
it's like
So like,
Oh, I'll have to stay out of the crossfire.
I mean,
yeah, I would.
how crazy is the Civil War gonna get?
A little crazy. There'll be plenty of reports of quote unquote gang violence on the news, but
In New York City?
now, oh wait, I just realized that you guys aren't even looking at me, but I'm gonna point this out. I did the finger quotations when he said gang violence.
I mean, I could kind of tell by your diction.
I mean, is it just you and the Chimera right now? Do you guys got recruits coming anytime soon? Man, that's gonna take some time to get reinforced. And man, we have some time.
The Sabbat is able to show a lot of the other vampires the truth of their power, and, well, the other side seems to want to have a control and a monopoly over it, and right now, it's, as much as we'd like to have the upper hand, it seems that recruitment has only gotten us on semi-equal footing. I will only say that things are going to get things will get messy, but I'll handle it.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. I feel like if we did anything about it, it'd probably be helping in a very different, far more aggressive direction. Which is a lot, considering that you guys are gearing up for a civil war.
Yeah. I will say though, the unfortunate thing, I guess the only other thing that I would say is, I guess the only is that some of his creations might still be out on the loose, but they should be taken care of in the war and whatnot.
Makes sense.
Yeah, no freak is gonna want those things seen.
So wait, is this basically? So how distracted is all the vampires gonna be in this fucking civil war in here?
Distracted.
More terminology. I was
From
gonna
eating
say
people?
how fucking how many factions is this pulling in?
The
Just
two,
like
maybe
the
three.
two?
Maybe three if the rumors are true.
What rumors?
There's 3 or 4, but there's rumors of a secretive group. Well, 2 of them. One's a little bit more recent than the others. One of them is a group of vampires that worship the god Set, call themselves Setites, and they pride themselves. And they're only rumors for a reason. They're the most mysterious group, if they even exist. And there's another, but I don't know. There's another, but the only rumors about that one is that apparently they have a logo and it's been seen here before Langstrom really started his electoral debut, I think is the term for it. I don't keep up with Earth politics, or people politics, I mean.
Let's say
Yo, you're an alien? That's so sick, actually.
I'm a vamp.
Stop fucking trying to jump their dick or whatever genitals you have. I actually didn't catch pronouns.
He, him, and quite large. No.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck yeah, buddy.
Oh, we got some other genitals to kick right now, and it's this freak. I'm just gonna kick. I'm gonna just kick this fucking paralyzed Langstrom in the balls.
I think you should decapitate him.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna be real. What are we really hoping to get out of this guy? Like,
so we wanted to find out what the governor had to involve. There was a.
He is in bed with the governor. Yes,
that is true.
I also
presumably the governor, who's going out. I don't know if gubernatorials are.
Well, does it count as an incumbent if they're not running? I don't actually know.
Well, I mean,
Well, they're the incumbent until a new one is inaugurated.
Well, I mean, if I might, like, if we think about, so like, Langstrom was putting himself into the governor's seat. What if he was doing it again? Because for all we know, the last guy that he had was another thrall of his. So this is just kind of a way to kind of keep the cycle going a little bit. Like, I mean, sure, it happened to look like the guy, but like, on a functional level, it could have just been a series of Langstroms being. Well, no, actually, I guess if it was. Well, wait, if you already had the governor under control, then why the fuck did he not like he was planning on basically having Vampire City USA happening right here.
We don't know if it was control or an agreement or whatever.
Something I meant to say earlier. I meant to ask earlier. I feel like I'd be more concerned about him being tied to that magical wizard man than like, I don't know, the governor. But maybe that's just me.
Might also have information on our little friend.
Oh.
Well,
Victor.
Yeah, okay. We have a couple little friends, honestly.
Oh,
hell, probably Zane too. He's been working with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, what's the sitch?
I mean, do you want to not question what the governor's intent is?
Now, Bone, this might be me speaking for the mouth of the guy who tells the story. But I feel like this is a not so subtle way of saying that maybe we shouldn't worry about that and focus on the main antagonist of the story.
Wait, I have an idea.
Your idea. What's your idea, Mr. DM?
So he he approaches. Is it so? If you really are going to interrogate him, then there's something I suggest you really should do. He kind of like goes like farther back into like the sewer, and he comes back with a box, and he opens it, and it is full of axes.
What's the axis for?
Oh.
I mean, you're not gonna just unstake him when all of his limbs are intact. I mean, he'll regrow.
Fair point.
Oh, we're not. I'm not gonna need that. And he just pulls out the red comet. He pulls out the red comet. He just starts gently cutting off his limbs like a fucking turkey.
Yeah, actually, that's right.
It's Evan just like spend like one of his incendiary rounds to just shoot off the tentacle he missed earlier.
I mean, do you really want to spend that?
Sure. I mean, like a.
Well, don't they all go away at the end of the scene anyway?
Apparently not, because they still had them for priors.
Hold
so
on
I guess
second.
that's one that stuck.
If I could throw another interesting idea into this, well, I mean, isn't there like a workshop or? Hold on, can you pull up the map or something? Because I remember seeing that there was like an additional room to the side of here.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Well, yeah, that room.
I will also mention, like, I do still have a bit of medicine head, like, headache, so, like, maybe if like, you don't want to do, like, any sort of interrogation, I'm fine with just moving on.
I want to do an interrogation.
Alright.
This is the workshop. I will say, you guys were right here when he, croaked.
Yeah, there's a little pathway down there. I'm wondering if maybe we don't even need to bother maybe this is one of those litigious assholes who writes all of his plans and ideas in his secret study room.
Oh, we can see. We can also have one of our friends eat him.
Ooh.
Wait, actually, does Ed know about Diablerizing?
What?
Actually, there's one way to find out.
Shall I do a dice
roll? Occult.
We're going to be. I'm going to hold off on saying that until I roll the thing.
Occult. No, that's gonna be occult plus either wits or intelligence. Difficulty 5.
Okay, so occult with vampire, that makes that 4. With wits, that makes that 8. Okay, wait, I see a 10. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do make it.
So.
And also, I'm going to kind of whisper that to the group so that the vampire guy doesn't hear. Maybe I can only whisper that to one. I'm going to whisper that to Arkham and suggest a group huddle. Is everybody okay with that?
Sure.
Alright.
Yeah, I can't hear what you're saying.
What happens whenever a vampire eats another vampire?
No.
What happened?
Does something happen?
They get souped up. They jump a level in power.
Oh, so what I'm hearing is if I eat him, I'll get vampire power.
Not how that works.
Fuck!
Oh, yeah, your Richter friend, he seems chill.
I mean, okay, now listen, I know this is rich coming from me, but I mean, like, working with, like, the quote-unquote nice vampires is one thing, but should we really be, like, giving them more to go off of? Like, I feel like at the very least, we should probably keep our, like, positive actions toward vampire at, like, a neutral, and then our negative actions at a vampire towards, like, an upward scale.
I did it, group! I did it! I got them to say something negative about vampires!
You didn't get to say shit.
You got some of the group.
I was just more saying that, like,
about this.
Like, I was just more saying that on a functional like, don't get me wrong, there's nice ones, and we know a lot of them, but at the end of the day, it would make more sense that, you know, we don't empower them.
Alright, does everybody else feel the same?
Yo, wait, no, are we planning on keeping... Who was... Oh god, I can't remember his name. The guy in the bus.
Malcolm.
Smith.
Are we planning on keeping Malcolm
Adam.
alive? I thought we
Oh
were
no,
gonna.
Smith. Malcolm's the driver.
Yeah, I was gonna say Malcolm. Yeah. Are we
So.
planning on keeping
But
Smith
also,
alive? I thought we were gonna, after
Also,
all this was done, take care of that loose end. I'll
That's a
betray
good
him. I don't give a
tale.
shit.
I don't remember us ever saying that. But also,
I just assumed, what?
Also, no, I was bullshitting. I'm glad to see that you guys had some sense to not do that. That was Ed doing a
feels
test.
fucked up to do.
Y'all,
Oh yeah, hey.
Yeah, I don't
Zach,
care.
Zach, how's the slicing going?
Eating people. Well, it's fucked up to eat people, so I don't really care that much.
That's a good question, AC. How is my slicing going?
it's going relatively smoothly. I was tempted to have everybody do it and make them all roll high difficulty strength rolls for the joke, but
I got the vibro sword.
yeah.
Just to give some. Sorry, go ahead.
I'll just say it. That it's going well for you. But after what?
Sorry, go. Sorry, I heard a pause, so I thought you were done. My bad.
Oh, I was gonna say after you go, there's a little scene I want to have.
Oh yeah, I just want to say like Ed just kind of wanted to do that as both like for the context of a meta and in-story perspective. That was Ed just being quirky, but also Bone wanting to disseminate what diablerie was, because I felt like some of the players didn't know what diablerie was.
But
I
also,
don't even know what the fuck that means.
but also it was the DM.
Sure doesn't know.
But also it's the DM being able to finally be like, oh, you can use the occult roll to figure that out. And that's the fun thing.
Remembering that's the thing he can make us do.
And that's the fun thing, is I can make you guys dice roll for additional lore that you, the player, don't know, but you, the character, might know.
But yeah, I figured it was useful.
I'm gonna go check out the warehouse now. I'll see you guys in a bit.
I will also go check out the workshop, I guess.
You go
I'm still reducing Langstrom to a shape.
You guys all but Zach. As Zach goes on a fine carving session, and you all into the workshop, and
AC, before you continue, I'm seeing on the YouTube side, I assume Shamal Brown is SCP.
Yeah.
Apparently on Twitch he's seen nothing.
Amazing.
Oh shit. You know what? YouTube saved.
YouTube is the more important one.
YouTube saves the VODs. It's just unfortunate, but YouTube gets more views and YouTube saves the VODs. I'll be okay with it for this time.
Alright.
Yeah, because you only went live on YouTube.
Also, it saves the videos, so... And Twitch doesn't. But you enter the workshop, and there's tables, papers, there's... Ooh, so there's papers strewn about, and there's meat hooks with various body parts on it. And there is a chair, and strapped to it is as one of those weird fishmen, but he looks different.
Oh.
You alive? Hello?
Do you want us to like...
Do you want us to just end it?
It doesn't.
Is he gagged, or can he just not talk?
He's gurgling and he just is unable to talk.
Okay, wait. Are his limbs?
Does he look like he is breathing?
He's barely breathing. His limbs are like kind of like moving and seizing, but it doesn't look like that he's able to really respond to any speech.
Okay, hold on. Let me try this. Can you move your head up and down?
It goes to move it down a little, and then when it goes up, you hear a crack.
Ooh.
And you hear it like scream, gargling. Like it almost hiss almost.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Hiss if you want us to put you out of your misery, which involves death.
It hisses really loud and goes.
Okay.
Wait.
Well.
All right. Who wants to do it?
Quick question, because I haven't gotten to talk. Can this guy move its arms like in any like actual way, like a pen? Like I was thinking, like pencil and paper. Can it write?
Its arms are like it's erratically moving. It's almost like it almost looks like its arms are almost like seizing.
I take it as a no then.
No.
All right.
So I will before I assume I don't need to make a roll to effectively blow the brains out and make it painless, right?
Right, but it would be funny if I was like difficulty 8. That would be funny, but I'm not doing it.
Can I do a quick trick shot on the guy?
Bangarang!
No, so Seven's gonna walk up and he's gonna cock his fucking. Actually, wait. Can I make sure I'm doing this with not an incendiary round?
Yeah.
In my
okay.
revolver.
So
Yeah,
here's
go
the
ahead.
thing. That's a
Good idea.
that's going to be a difficulty for firearms plus intelligence check.
Firearms, okay.
Wait, to shoot a sitting target?
No, to see if he has the incendiary round, to get the incendiary rounds out.
So it's intelligence plus firearms?
Yeah.
If you just
Can
shoot him in the,
Can you
Like,
just
if you
remove
just
it like a
shoot him-
bullet?
like if you
No,
just
if he
shoot
needs
him in
no
the head,
double
like-
checking.
Oh.
Like, I'll be real, if you just shoot him in the head, he's not gonna feel anything.
Oh.
Also, oh wait, actually I should probably say this in character. We might want to ask Langstrom to see if there's any more of these victims to rescue.
What's the difficulty again?
4.
There was like multiple reported missing people, right?
Yeah.
I'll be real, I think we probably found most of them when we took care of the other ones.
Do you think you could transform them in a day? Less than a day?
Honestly? I mean, you saw how he was able to morph himself, also the other guys, and he made pitch perfect replicas of himself. At that point, I imagine making a fucked up fish man is probably lower on the difficulty tier lists. But that's
Can
just
I
me.
roll to see to know
To know
if
To
it
know what?
would have taken less than a day to make the fishman?
I would say yeah, but I don't exactly know either. I forgot.
The 7 does successfully check and not use his incendiary rounds.
You
to,
realize that even though they're well concealed, they are incendiary rounds, and you swap them out, and then you shoot them.
Alright, got that solved. Alright, let's take a look around. So what do we got to work with?
There's various papers. There's a table, and there's meat hooks with various body parts on it.
I'm just gonna start collecting papers.
You do that. There's also various like anatomical like drawings of what appears to be Langstrom himself.
Can I roll any sort of perception to perceive if there is anything of interest?
Alrighty. If it's like a... Alright, so in general, that would be a wits plus awareness difficulty 4. But if you're able to be more specific, then you can lower the difficulty and maybe even use a different skill.
I mean, that's a pretty good one. Just like general, like, if there's anything that
Yeah.
I can just find that is a standout thing, plans or like just intense journals, diaries.
Actually, I might do that for investigating from now on, where it's the difficulty's a little higher if you're looking for in general, but if you go specific, it's way lower and you can use a different skill. But you can still do an in general check if you feel confident about it.
I mean, that's 7 dice for me, so I'm pretty confident.
All right.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna willpower that. All right, I got it.
Yay.
Oh.
You win. You win the chat, and at first, these papers don't seem like much, but you find some stuff, and wait. Let's see. And you find a journal amongst other things. You also find a paper on it that showed various IDs of random people with names on the right. The names being Gary, Johnny, and Bob.
No,
We're still
guys.
missing a Bob.
All of these IDs are, you don't recognize those faces.
Bob was the one running the face of the campaign, yeah.
I wonder how that last Langstrom is feeling.
Probably feeling the heat.
Well, actually, he probably doesn't even know what happened yet.
Oh, wait, no, was there 4? Wait, was there 4 Langstroms? Because we got 3 of them, didn't we?
Yeah, there was 4.
There's
There's
still
4,
a Bob
yeah.
out there.
Bob's still
No,
out
that's right
there.
There was Big Daddy Legstrom, who we dealt with, Bob, who is the one campaigning, Gary, who is doing the backrooms deals, and I don't remember if he got his name, but there was a ghoul who was essentially just a fall guy.
Johnny
good
Boy.
memory.
Johnny Boy.
Good
no,
memory, damn.
No, I put it in notes. I just need to find the notes I took. Because I remember putting this information specifically into notes.
Alright, so if you guys don't want to interrogate him, like Josh said he wanted to, but you know, I'm fine with just killing him. Because again, medicine head, and just if you don't want to do it.
I will also say that there is another table that on a chair. A table next to the chair with the dead fish guy. There is a table with like chains and shackles. Essentially a giant table meant for like restraining something or someone.
Oh.
Looks like
Is there anything
interrogation
special?
room too.
Is there anything special about it, or is it just
It's
set dressing?
It's larger, and
A
there's
hole cut in the bottom for sex.
and there's blood on it. There's also various papers right next to it, which appear to be drawings of the various like creatures you've seen, even the behemoths.
Which ones are the behemoths?
They're the toothy ones?
Are they the big one, the ones with the big dog-shaped heads, or the ones with the tall head? Okay, that's the ones. Okay, yeah.
This is the behemoth.
With the hand wings, I see.
Yeah.
In this behemoth typhoon.
Yeah, I'm just unsure if like the governor thing was actually something AC was setting up as a plot point, or was just a thing that was gonna set in passing.
I mean, it's probably important to the general health of the world that we stopped it.
I mean, we also have footage of Mr. Langstrom killing a vagrant man in cold blood for no reason.
No, I meant like the governor, not like.
Yeah, do we even need a deal with Bob?
I mean,
we could
if
just
we can-
release that footage, and he's
if we can
probably
make a
done
connection.
for.
You know what I mean? This is just one of them like lying. Those just one of them like lying around or something.
You'd see like their severed limbs that look exactly like these. Like you see this thing's head on the ceiling.
I think we found ourselves their little monster factory.
Yeah, makes sense.
The workshop.
Yeah, probably just want to put out that video then and just save us the trouble for the last guy.
We can show them here too.
I mean, probably don't want to show the general public the monster factory and the very real monsters he made. That's just me though.
But imagine if
I
you did though.
I could. If someone's
Let's
willing
just
to make
completely
it,
break the paradigm of the world.
That'll be fine.
That would be so funny if you guys somehow just fucked over
How
the
am I-
entire, the entire world of darkness, secret vampire societies, mages,
Well, guys,
werewolves, and it's 6 normal people who fuck them all over.
It's time to start the Gehenna campaign.
They have the ability to cover this up at least.
How am I the secrecy is important person today?
I will say.
I said it joking.
If somebody, I will say, occult plus intel, difficulty 4, and I could maybe give a suggestion if you succeed that dice roll.
A suggestion of what?
Of what to do with this, with these workshops.
Intel plus occult.
Yeah, diff 4. And upon winning it.
Does that count as studying?
Yes, actually, for a very. Yeah.
Sorry, but does that count as vampires?
Also, yes.
That looks pretty good.
Dr. Arkham, you realize something. While showing the world at large would be a near suicidally difficult task, you do realize that there are people that could benefit from this knowledge. Other people like yourself. The other various scholars of the supernatural arts, of hunting like vampires and all that. The various hunters, the various arcanums and hunter organizations. Even if some may be shadier than the others, you realize that hunters at large could probably benefit if they specifically knew about this, and some of these creatures and whatnot.
Would that include my guys?
Yes.
I assume Arkham relays that to me and us.
That is the suggestion, all that. You do with this information what you will.
Oh wait, I probably know some guys that could probably take the info.
I think we should just blow up New York and be done with it. I'm kidding.
Okay, so Joshy, did you say you did or did not want to interrogate Langstrom?
I think we should ask some questions. I have a question.
Alright. What were you thinking of asking him?
His various connections and his relation to the Green Man.
Alright.
What does he know about Charlie Day?
So are we moving on?
Sylvia.
So, are we going to go grab Langstrom?
Sure.
You guys walk in, and you see Zach. And you see Zach removing the limbs.
Hard at work.
Hard at work.
Hard at work or highly working.
And you see that all of his arms and legs are gone, his wings and tendrils. It's just basically a head and a torso.
like Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, like the Black Knight type beat.
It's just a flesh wound.
I think you're good.
And so what do you all do with the torso man? Or
we have to unstake him in order for him to talk?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh.
Fuck, I should have made you roll for that.
I mean, like,
Oh,
okay, so, you know, honest question, is there anything else this guy could, like, reasonably do with the amount of limb we've given him?
Hell no.
No.
He'll
try the most you could maybe try is, like, maybe, like, trying to, like, swing his head towards you to bite, but you could very easily avoid that.
Cast domination. You're all dominated, and you let him go.
Yeah, but could just get his teeth off too. Actually,
I will say if you make it a cult,
you guys can do that. You guys can do that. I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay, give me some pliers.
I will also. Yeah, I will also say if you want to know the full extent of what he can do, diff 5 intel plus occult, to know what he could do with only his head and torso, other than bite.
Sorry, I had to step away for like the last 3 minutes. Did I miss anything?
Difficulty 5, occult plus intelligence.
To learn what happened in the last 3 minutes?
No, to learn what he could, to learn how he could
to
still
figure out
fight.
if he's still a threat with without limbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the roll?
Occult plus intelligence, diff 5. You could, if you have a specialty in vampires, you can use it.
Alright, I got it.
You realize that even though he could still, he might be able to bite, but you realize that he had one tricky ability, and that is an ability that that you have come to, that is a weird mind control of sorts, where upon eye contact, he can order commands. You remember what happened with Dr. Arkham?
Yeah, okay. Blind him, I guess.
All right, and Zach just suddenly like thrusts the blade into it and gouges his eyes out.
Oh, problem solved.
So do you interrogate him out here, or do you drag him into the workshop?
Drag him into the workshop.
Oh, I thought we were gonna move him to like Shadow Justice's place.
Or that.
Justice is indisposed due to having the flu.
AC said he could do like a different voice if you're confident with that.
I can maybe do a voice like this.
Yeah, that's close enough.
Yeah. So, the Shadow Cave or workshop?
I'm going with Shadow Cave.
Shadow Cave, I suppose.
Shadow Cave.
All right.
Yeah, we've been picking up all the papers we're gonna need. So I mean, yeah, Shadow Cave.
Yeah, I assume we just collected all the papers and shit.
You all grab everything there is to know, and you grab him, and you decide to carry him to the Shadow Cave by basically having to leave, and you contact Shadow Justice. You let him know that you have an arrival, and after you leave the dumpster while carrying this monster head and torso with its eyes gouged out, you see the Shadowmobile pull up. You throw it in there. You all go.
Shadowmobile.
And you all go into Shadow Justice's cave. After you know, you do the usual. Shadow Justice has him tied around, or tied to a table with a bunch of rope, and he has a mechanism where it's basically like, you know, like a sewing needle, how it goes like up and down with the piston.
Yeah,
it's that, but it's a wood
machine.
But it's like a giant version of that above his heart, but instead of a sewing needle blade, it is a wooden stake.
Yeah, it's a fucking contraption.
Is it pedal powered?
Yeah. You're unsure what powers the contraption, but you realize that if Shadow Justice activates it, it will just stake him immediately.
I just kind of find it, like, the idea, though, of it being, like, just going in and out really fast, like the sewing needle. Just really mean.
So, you know, like, is he gonna, like, feel all the pain that we did to him, like, at once? Or has he been feeling it, like,
at once? I don't know.
time?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be painful.
Okay, so this dude's just gonna be like screaming the second we get the steak out of him. All right, cool.
He's a tough guy.
No, he's been through worse pain, but
really,
wow.
Okay.
So we should probably get our. Oh, go ahead.
I guess I don't know, but
Okay.
We should probably get our questions in order. So I wrote down some possible ones for the forum. Let us see here. We know we can infer what he wanted with the premium, but it might be good to see if there might be things we don't know. I'll change it. Unsure. Let me see here. There was mention of recruitment, and like after the rapid disappearances of people. So we might want to see where those other people are, if we can still find them. There was mention of other warehouses, but that might not be important. There were the other tendrils, and I am curious if those came from other vampires, or if they were just their own creatures. Like the first tendril we encountered.
I'm gonna be real, I think that was probably just more of him.
Maybe, but
one way to find out.
And Joshy, what was it?
The whole thing with the governor.
Oh yes, the governor. That was the other thing. And Joshy, what was the thing that you wanted to ask?
That's when we get to it.
Alright. Alright, should we unstake him?
You,
Sounds good to me.
You unstake him.
Go for it.
And after you do, he springs to life. Oh! And, like, he screams at first, but then he starts, like, breathing in and out. And you see him kind of calming himself.
Hey, buddy. How
Welcome back,
you doing?
It's you.
Sure is. Did you like my prank?
What the? What? Oh.
Oh yeah, wait, he can't see any of us. That's right. We did gouge out his eyes.
Weren't you wait, I know that voice. Weren't you the guy saying that you were the prankster? I know you're not. I've seen the prankster.
Good, you can tell us how to contact him and lure him into a trap.
And also what his fucking deal is.
I don't know if you heard my voice during the fight, but I did shoot off your fucking machine gun arm at the beginning.
It was a really good shot at the arm.
Well, I'll get this up in the
What's your connection to the governor?
The governor. I just bribed her a little bit.
Wait, that's it?
But what do you mean by bribed her a little bit?
You know, I had some policies, and I went again through, and I gave her some money. You know, actually, because she was it's I don't know. Wait, actually, hang on. I remember. She was about to. We had an argument about some oil reform because somebody at New York got into hot trouble and whatnot. I was gonna let him go, but we got into an argument, and eventually I had to settle with a bribe to get her to kind of back off my case a bit.
That was anticlimactic. All right, where's the other people you got?
Wait, hold on.
I had a feeling.
What did we check? What did we check to? Can we roll something to see if he's lying?
Wrong fucking song.
Yeah.
AC, you have a moment here. You can just say that there's nothing else.
There is, I will say he does look. You say, it's honestly, it's the one thing I'll say. There's nothing on that.
Wait, on what? The governor?
I was surprisingly mundane. Can we kill him now?
Wait, AZ, were you saying on just the governor?
I was saying like that like Langstrom's like any connection between him and the governor wasn't really that like in depth. There's not really much else to ask him.
Okay, I need to ask you, AC, whenever you said the governor prior, like, because you did mention the governor prior, was that an accident?
That was 1000% an accident.
Oh wait, you accidentally just referred to him as the governor?
That was a complete accident.
I mean, he
Yeah,
probably
I remember saying, like,
I feel like I remember you mentioning him meeting with the current governor, yeah.
I think I mentioned him meeting with it, but I meant actually no, I mentioned he met with the governor, and I meant that as like a one-off line about him like shaking hands. And
yeah, I mean, yeah, like he just had the current governor's like whatever recommendation endorsement.
I high key
really nonsense. Like a plot point.
I will say I high key could have done something, and I should have. But
it's too late.
But oops.
That's really funny. That's really funny. Because I was like, what was? Oh, the governor. This goes deeper.
I remember thinking, oh,
it goes all the way to the top.
It goes all the way to the kiddie pool.
Like I was saying, I didn't really think it made that, because like if he already had the governor in his pocket, I don't imagine he needed to go through all these other shenanigans.
My thought was like there was some sort of like vampire alliance with the governor or something.
Yeah, like
the governor
I don't think what we thought was insane.
Maybe the governor is part of the Camarilla or something. Maybe the governor was vying for Prince.
I think I remember. I think that the governor was bribed by Camarilla ghouls, and that was it.
That's really funny.
And I meant
Wait,
that
if the governor was involved with the Camarilla, and then they fucking obliterated the Camarilla stuff, then like, wouldn't the governor be anti-Langstrom at that point?
Yeah, that's why Langstrom was very secret.
We accidentally do a side mission where we take out the Camarilla.
The entire
Jerry's
Camarilla?
okay with this.
We accidentally do a side mission where we take out the governor thinking that the governor was part of the Camarilla. But it was
take
just
out the entire deal. No, I like the idea where it's like we just take out the Camarilla. How we do a Call of Duty mission? We call Price.
I will say
the world slows down for a second. I look towards the screen. Hello, everybody. This is Steph, voiced by Justin Orange. I just want you guys to know we had like a collective bout of group psychosis and read into something a little too hard, and it was admittedly just kind of a mistake. All right, we're gonna go back and pretend like all that stuff about the governor didn't happen.
You see,
all right,
master of yes and.
No, we're not.
Oh, this is new.
Oh, this is an old concept drawing I had. I just wanted to show this as like a alternative piece of art.
Oh, that's cool.
He's got the same haircut.
Is that supposed to be the premium in his head?
Also, yeah.
Are these nipples, or does he have some sort of like
eye-based
chest?
eyes.
Wait, does he have like 6 eyes?
Yeah, and what the original idea? The original idea I had in mind was that he would have a giant like bone thing protecting his heart, but I forgot about that.
Why are you blue?
See, can I spend a willpower to know if any of my questions are gonna matter?
I'll just say that some of them will. It
depends on what you ask.
Depends on what you ask. The governor stuff, though, I'm sorry, but whoops.
No, that's really funny. Alright, okay, I would like to know, okay. Alright, should I know anything about the prince? If the prince Game Master, did the prince matter? Is that a plot point that matters?
It matters to Langstrom's story, but it doesn't matter to the main villain plot. I would say if this was any other World of Darkness setting, that would super matter.
I'm like, I want to ask about the prince. I don't know if there's anything to even ask. I don't even know where I would start. I'm just gonna say, alright, what happened to the other people? Is there anybody left? Any civilians?
It's all gone to shit.
So, Langstrom looks up and is like, so anybody else that's left? Well, I nabbed a bunch of people, I think. Actually, why am I saying this? Who the hell are you?
I mean, you don't got many other options.
Your worst
nightmare. That's the prankster. You didn't hear him?
Yeah, the prankster.
Huh?
That's not the prankster. I've heard the prankster's voice. I know what he's about. That's not him.
He thinks the prankster can't change his voice.
Granted.
Wow. How do you know he's not fucking with you right now? He's called the prankster.
Granted, he's very
deal
elusive.
with the prankster.
For all I know, there could be like 3 of them.
Oh, that's.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's right. You're dealing with the second prankster.
Tell me what the fucking deal with the prankster is, or I fucking swear to God, I'm gonna fucking douse you in holy water.
Bro,
fucking waterboard you with that. There's a church 2 blocks from here. I can be back with it before you can fucking breathe, motherfucker.
Alright, there's a circus in town every now and then. There's a hides. They have like a circus at the Broadway.
We're the circus in town.
Listen, the prankster you're dealing with is the jokester.
Listen.
What the fuck are you talking about? I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
Trust the process!
You see, yeah, I'm the second jokester.
Yeah, he's the jokester. You dealt with you might have in the past dealt with the felon, or alternatively, you might have dealt with the
This is the
clown.
This is the guy we've been like chasing and researching and fucking beating the fuck out of his clones for the last couple of months, and we're clown shooting around him right now. Oh my god!
So for all you know, he might be one of the 3 pranksters.
No, I'm not a prankster. Oh my god, I don't want to think. He slams his head against a desk like 5
Shadow
times.
Justice, turn on the mechanism.
Oh wait, I have more questions.
Shadow Justice is
No,
like,
he's not gonna die. Just turn on the mechanism.
Shadow Justice is like, which button?
No. Oh no! Wait.
All right.
Your machine, isn't it?
You know what? I'll work this out. There's
Okay,
there's
wait, whoa. Besides all the prankster shit, do you know how to turn a person back from being a vampire?
A vampire? Oh. I mean, there's the hippie. The only thing I know about that is my years of unlife. There's been some hippies, as you may call it. Some vampire hippies calling this thing called Golconda or whatever. It's a very... Golconda. It's a very complicated process. I've seen that some vampires have died in the process, but others there's been rumors of those who've achieved it, and they're even able to walk around in the sunlight and whatnot. I personally haven't been interested. I've just been mainly focused on obtaining more power and more strength. But if I thought I'd be strapped to whatever I'm laying on, blindfolded, being asked questions about the prankster, maybe I would have done it. Maybe in another life.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna ask something now, and I'd like to believe that we'll get something out of it. And if we don't, I will have Shadow Justice turn on the mechanism. What's the deal with you and Victor? I want to know. Because it seemed like you two had some stuff going on.
How the fuck do you know about that guy?
He's the guy who
That's the guy we've been chasing. We're trying to get him through you.
Controversially, despite the amount of limb removing we did prior to this interaction, he's the one who actually took out all the premium in your body.
He took out my what?
Yeah, no, if anybody's been left, like, believe it or not, I think that the guy who has left you high and dry here is the fucking one that you align yourself with and has seemingly put you through this kind of clown shoes ordeal. Yeah, no, I think that, you gotta fucking do something about this shit, man. You're fucked.
Say that he's hoping to get a lot further with you, so this guy would call that an insult.
To think that that we talked about strength and how, and I truly believe that might rules all, only for I to be the weak one.
Yeah, no, he fucking thinks you're a clown. Yeah, no, you gotta fucking saddle up with us at this point.
If he took my premium,
no.
There's I could tell you this. The man is a lot more influential and powerful than anybody could know. He has his hands in... There's been several corporations involved with him, and it's almost... They have this weird relationship. It's almost like a a blackmail almost, only they're like doing anything they can, giving him every resources not to just out himself to the world. Like several powerful people are ashamed that such a being like him could walk around freely.
Damn, okay.
Wait, did you say corporations?
He did.
What corporation?
There's a couple, though a lot of them are basically like McDonald's and all that, but it's
Wait, McDonald's is paying this wizard money to not tell people that he exists.
People who own McDonald's are paying them money.
That's still McDonald's.
This guy's getting his fucking check signed by Ronald McDonald.
Hey, Matt Groening. Matt Groening went on the Epstein Island. I can't make the rules here.
Matt Groening's giving him money too?
No, he's not.
McDonald is the fourth prankster.
Alright.
The next time you fucking bring up the 3 pranksters, I'm punching you.
Man,
well.
I'm having him invent a new mechanism. He's gonna fucking break the balls you don't even got right now, man. What's the deal?
All right. Oh yeah, wait. You've been chasing. Oh yeah. Wait, you've been chasing Victor and you don't know about Pentax?
No, elaborate.
Wait, is Pentax a public company or is it a cabal?
Pretty sure it's a public company. So a lot of people should know about it.
It's a It's
would I know? Would any of us know about it?
It's a public company. I would say like what you guys would know is that they're an oil company.
Oh, of course.
I was thinking it was like something like BlackRock or something. Like it's like one of those names that you might not have heard if you're a normie, but if you fucking follow corporate shit, you probably would.
The corporate job.
Actually,
I don't know how much they advertise.
I'd probably put them up there, like almost like BlackRock if they were like oil main.
Like does Pentax advertise themselves?
They advertise themselves as an oil.
Do they own like gas stations or do they just drill for it?
Well, they openly admit to owning the drill operations, but they have plenty of subsidiaries. You see. Cigarettes, fast food, a group of grocery store, handgun manufacturers. Apparently even a gay conversion thing, but...
What?
Okay, incredible. Another group.
So are they just buying like every evil thing? Like, are they trying to be evil?
You know...
Like, this doesn't even seem like an investment diversification thing. It just seems like they're just buying stake in everything that's, like, evil and bad for you.
I mean, don't all big corpos do that?
They also own
Well, no, they buy things to own a lot of things so they can make more money, because that way if one thing goes down, they own more things that might be doing fine.
I mean, that's what they do.
It's why Glock sells horse cum.
You see, Jerry has a 4 in finance.
Jerry knows these things. Oh, so
he knows this shit's inside.
I have a 1 in finance, actually.
That's close. That's basically 4.
You probably have more than a lot of people, unless somebody has been like pumping shit into finance and I just didn't know about it. But well, they own all electronics, fast food establishments. And at first,
he actually has a 5 in politics.
Now, here's the thing, though. A lot of people, and even not myself at first, thought it was mainly a power grab, make as much money as you can. But I realized that once I got my gift, I decided to look into it. And I realized that there's a little bit more going on. That the closest information I could get is that they're trying to power something, and by that something, and basically in order for that thing to be fully powered, they basically need to, you know, pollute, give people like bad food,
What
shit like
fucking
that.
Captain Planet bullshit is this?
Here, can I make a suggestion, a meta suggestion?
What?
Would it be too metagamey if I asked for Arkham to roll a occult to see if he knows about the worm? Or do you think that'd be too metagamey?
Oh, I'd probably.
I mean, you can just ask him in character.
Here's the thing.
This is the thing I feel like I have to ask the GM.
Difficulty.
Would
difficulty 6.
Edwin know about the worm?
That would be something I would have to roll for.
Difficulty 6. The roll for the worm.
Occult and intelligence, I imagine.
Yeah. A part of me, man, I know it's skills and attributes, but I'm like, if there's ever a skill plus skill, I'd be like, nah, it's occult plus finances. But yeah, it's occult plus intelligence. It's a diff 6.
I could probably use Arkham's intelligence. Oh wait, I got a 10 there. Nah, I didn't make it.
So, would would y'all you can't, you can also ask the roll. As everyone else roll if you want.
You said intel and
occult. Diff 6.
Cause like I know the deal with Pentex, Bone does. I don't think Edwin would. But I feel like Arkham could.
This is an interrogation.
This is, I mean, technically, yeah. Oh.
Well, I've hit the despair. Does the 10 end up balancing in? Does it matter at all if the despair kicks in?
Probably get a reroll in there.
No, I will say you did handle the quarry, so like that's supposed to be the desperation die is goes down to 0.
My redemption is also new information about the quarry.
There's also that. So.
So we removed the desperation now?
Yeah. Also, because of your redemption, I'll just say that you can re-roll this one. Because because everything in there.
I don't think it re-rolls the despair.
I don't think it does. It's a 2, 3, 4, and a 5. It's a 10, that's 2, 8 is a 1.
8, 6,
ooh,
7,
man.
10.
It rolled worse.
That would be 5.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Didn't work. You try to recall what he's talking about. You can't seem to recall any of this. But you feel like you've gotten close to something before. And it seemed like the kind of information that you probably had to look into something else because it almost felt too empowering. Not empowering, but too, I don't know, like horrifying.
Knowledge beyond the ken of man.
Knowledge beyond the ken of man. But with that, you feel like you were close to really figuring out the deal, but yeah.
Maybe in a post interrogation study session. Didn't fucking what's his name? Stevie? What was the dog
Steven.
Steven, didn't he mention the worm?
He did.
Did he?
Okay.
You also remember a strange symbol on his back.
Can we be reminded what that symbol might resemble or look like?
Let me grab it. That's a little too intense.
Just that's the Arkham Brain Blast music.
Let me see here. third quarry.
Oh yeah, stuff and shit.
What does this symbol mean to you?
He's blind.
What does a symbol that looked exactly like the way I described it mean to you?
Langstrom says, I see, sarcastically. The most unrealistic thing about Langstrom being a politician is I gave him actual charisma in this moment.
Real tough vibes from that one.
This is another occult roll. Difficulty 5. Difficulty
Wait, we're asking Langstrom about it.
Oh, that's...
Wouldn't that be a roll for him?
Actually, no. Continue, never mind. That's for if you guys want to decipher it. But anyhow, Langstrom's
okay, wait, hold on a second. Wait, we went on that whole fucking tangent about what the deal was with the fucking megacorp that's allegedly involved with Victor, and then we didn't actually figure out how they're related to Victor at all. So what's the deal with that?
Well, you see, they're funding him, essentially. He was a mistake to them. At least it seems. The deal's rather strange. See, Victor is the kind of thing where he is probably one of the more dangerous elements to those organizations, but also the most helpful. In a way, he's both simultaneously like a mistake, and a glitch, and a feature.
What? So like they made him?
Well, they didn't make him, but they made his creation possible.
Sounds like they're hoping to not have the leopards eat their face.
Exactly. And the thing about Victor is, he is probably one of the most powerful people in a literal sense that I have ever known.
And how did he get into contact with you, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, it was a night.
You do, but you don't really have a say in the matter.
It was a... You know, I've been wanting to tell this story for a while. Might as well tell it now. You see, it was a cold night on, in New York. I was, still dealing with my master at the time, gathering stuff for him. And... well... I was wait, shit. And as I see him approach. You know how he looks like, I assume. So, he stands there and he offers me a deal. He says that he understands my predicament, and if I could do a little something for him, that he would take care of my issue. An issue where I don't have to be lorded over by a weak master. I ask what the catch is. He's kind of vague about it. He just vaguely points me in the direction of a government position, but he says that he'll explain more if I did. I was very desperate at the time, so I agreed. We went down the New York sewer system, and there was my master, Abomination, at this point. I'm unsure if he was capable of sentience. Who had a... Well, I have a comparison to him, but it's from a video game I played during my, college years.
Oh, go on.
Halo... you played that, like, I think it was, like... You ever play those, like, Halo games?
Yes. Continue.
It's kind of like the Gravemind, a bit.
So he's a monument to all... So he's a monument to all yours. You're a monument to all his. Who's the sins in this scenario? I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, as you can know, I had no chance against that. So
okay,
Victor.
Sure.
Hey, I need to ask a question out of character.
All right.
What is the ramifications of Halo 3's release on the Vampire the Masquerade world?
There are some ramifications. I'll have to get into it later.
I also want to ask a question. I don't know if it sounds mean. Can I so AZ, I'm gonna ask you this question. I mean this in the least mean way possible. When was the last time you read a book? Because it sounds like all your references, inspirations are video games sometimes. I say that in the least mean way possible.
AC doesn't know how to read.
It is fine for this.
I need to complete it, but I did read a little bit of the OG Dune book.
That's pretty cool.
So I think I need to continue reading it to do my drawing exercise I have planned eventually. But anyhow,
I guess all your references are also Breaking Bad. And Batman. All right, this is
so imagine I'm Jesse
very hard to
Pinkman
read,
and Victor is Walter White.
So anyway, Victor goes down. He manages to handle it single-handedly. I'm still unsure how he. It was like the entire tunnel system, the sewers, the pipes, were all made of clay. And he was able to mold it the way he saw fit. And then the stone, the water, the pipes, everything. Victor eventually, all I heard was the sound of him clapping his hands. And the sound of stones coming together. And the screeches, the dying screeches of my master. After that, he showed me the severed head of it, buried deep within its insides, and he confirmed to me that he killed it. I realized then and there that I wasn't dealing with someone who I don't know, let me rephrase that. I realized I was dealing with someone powerful. Like real power.
And you wanted a little slice of the pie? Or you didn't really feel like you had a choice in the matter?
A little bit of column B, but mostly column A. I wanted... That strength made me very envious. You see, after being looked down upon, my master, and even when I would spy on other vampires and their organizations, they always acted like they were much stronger than they really were. And I wanted to show them what a ruler with real strength would look like.
And, if you don't mind me asking, how does this lead into the whole governor fiasco? Was this all to help him, or was this a legitimate thing on your part? Like, did you want to be the governor independently of that?
I wanted to be the governor independently so I could eventually vie for president, but in this position, the only thing he asked is for me to introduce certain policies. Just, the kind of things where it's like making sure, removing some restrictions on oil and pollution and whatnot.
He wants I mean, I'm guessing that probably is a bit in service to the whole to the guys who are funding him. Well, I mean, maybe not in service, but I guess it certainly benefits the corporation that's funding him. I wouldn't necessarily say that he, is like directly, it doesn't matter right now. So he was using you for the sake of making pollution happen, putting it bluntly. Well, making it more aggressive, I guess the better word would be. All right, so did he ever elaborate on why he wanted that?
He didn't, but I have a theory.
Do tell.
Well, a couple theories. Theory one is that he is a enforcer for the corporations, someone who wants to enact their will in the most aggressive way possible. Theory 2 is a little bit more out there, but that would mean he's possessed, if that theory's real.
Possessed? The most powerful magician in the world got possessed by something?
Well,
hypothetically
speaking, to the theory is that something's piloting him, and that something might be benefiting from the corporate rot of it all. And maybe, I don't know, maybe that it would want to acclimate the planet's climate to a way it could be a lot more free without having to use a pilot a body.
Hey,
and how? Oh, sorry, you got more.
Yeah, no, I was gonna direct a little bit of attention towards you two, you and Dr. Tim over here. You guys know a bit more about this, a bit more about the deeper parts of all this occult nonsense. Are there any, like, you know, entities or creatures of sorts? Is there like are there outer gods that would like love pollution?
So funny you mentioned that, because we might have already fucked up the roll on that. AC, did we already fuck up the roll on that?
That was technically no.
Better question, what's the difficulty?
6.
I guess we'll roll again. Oh, wait, there's some.
I got 1 10, but that's not enough.
You want to re-roll it, or should I make my go?
I'm gonna do a re-roll. Huzzah! That's 7 for you.
Memories come back to you. Memories that you thought were almost forgotten. Something you remember, some of the deepest parts of the world and the supernatural. Something that is rather terrifying. An entity that calls itself, entities that call themselves the Worm. From what you've done research, and the Worm powers itself through negative energies. Pollution, apathy, violence, war, and whatnot. But you also remember that after doing deeper research into the worm, and to its mythological aspects, that this creature is a three-headed beast, with each beast being a god of some sorts. This beast, the worm itself, will contain the beast of war, the worm of calamity, the eater of souls, the worms of consumption, and the defiler worm, the worm of corruption. This is the one out of all the various supernatural threats in the world. This is the one you have come to kind of that many in the very few in the community know about it, are very either terrified of it or very secret about how they're handling it.
And I'm gonna assume that you guys just kind of relay most of that to the
We're dealing with some sort of giant chaos worm that feeds on everything negative and painful.
Sounds bad.
And just for clarity, this is worm as in the dragon style worm.
A three-headed deity, a master of chaos sort of thing we're dealing with. Each head a god in and of itself.
Well, regardless, and I'm saying that as I'm getting out of the metaphorical chair that my character was sitting in at the point. Regardless of whether there's whatever side of the situation, number one, he's being funded by a megacorporation. Number two, that megacorporation has seemingly enabled his abilities and the crazy nonsense. So, at the very least, the head of this proverbial spire of corruption or whatever is located probably in that corporation. And if I was to make it true,
say that again.
I was going to make
and
if I was going to make a reasonable assumption, we probably want to start making our way there, which is probably a monolithic task, but like, it's the best lead we've got right now.
I will also I'll also ask, like, so when did you meet him? How long has this been going on? This relationship.
Well, for years now.
Did you say 4 years or four, FOUR or FOR?
4 years.
Several years. Yeah, several years.
Okay, I thought that they had this whole governor descendant thing going on for like a couple decades or something.
Oh, actually, yeah, you're
Wait, did you get your own lore wrong?
I got my own. Listen, the document I have is weird. I'm also sick.
He's sick and is just a little birthday boy.
Don't worry, I just wanted to confirm that
proms tomorrow.
I wanted to make sure I wasn't misunderstanding or misremembering something. I just want to know I wasn't crazy.
Also, hold on a second. I guess I will also to give you a little bit of to give everybody a little bit of an ease of access point. Mr. Dungeon Master, sir, am I going down the right train of thought? Is the next point of contact the corporation?
I can neither confirm nor deny, but I have the next point of contact perfectly in line, actually.
Cool, awesome, great. So yeah, no, my thought is that we find where this place is, and I guess in the kindest way possible, make a bit of noise.
Probably talk to Malcolm about his friend being possessed by like a worm.
Death worm.
Also, did he ever actually?
Is it worm with O or worm with a Y?
Y.
Worm with a Y.
No, I'm asking this in character.
Oh, yeah. Arkham said so. It's with a Y.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we'll talk to Malcolm about this when we get back.
So, did he ever give a straight answer as to if the other captured people were still alive? Did he ever give a straight answer on that?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
Are they alive?
Well, the captured one, the ones that meet in my various creatures nabbed. Well, you see, I was preparing to defend myself against you all, and I failed, but I didn't really keep track of them. I just had my minions go out, grab someone, drag them here, and I turned them into various creatures, just... I didn't keep track.
So were they all... Okay, so you don't know if they were all turned into creatures.
They were all turned into creatures.
Alright, cool. So yeah, no, we can't save those guys. They're all gone. Okay.
Alright, last question that I can think of. The cameras, the freaks with the brains out. Where are they transmitting their data? And is it audio-visual, or just one or the other?
It's audio. Oh, it's visual. It's visual, a little bit of audio, but I had it back in the back in my lair. I had a room with a computer in it and whatnot that has all the information.
Do we know what lair he's talking about?
It was the one you were at.
The sewers.
I mean, technically,
by lair, he means workshop.
If I'm going to be completely honest with y'all, it should have been in the workshop. I just forgot.
Okay, so we assume. So
incredible. This computer we didn't notice in the corner of the room the whole time, right here. Incredible. We found it. Awesome.
All right, I thought you meant like that first place we entered with like the that had the computer that we stole. What did we do with that? The computer that we stole. Did we steal a computer?
I think you kept it.
Dropped plot point.
Did we ever look inside that? No, wait, we did. We Steph organized the fight club, and we got the information about the hacking tools.
Yeah, and then we got locked out, I think. Or did we only have time to do like one thing? Is what it was. I don't remember.
I'd like.
Did anything happen?
Was there milk?
Where's Rachel?
I'm just curious if that was an actual plot point or if you just made some shit up.
Oh no, I did that as a shit starting thing.
No, not you.
I wasn't sure if it was gonna lead the laptop. Yeah.
The thing with the hacking tools.
I was mostly. It was gonna lead to mostly being like maybe a buff if somebody did computer stuff, and that would be it. It was a obtain item.
Alright, I wasn't sure if that was like gonna be a whole storyline or something.
Okay. Are there any other plot points that we have yet to elaborate on?
Yeah, I'll look at the Hunter text, but I think, so... Alright, Victor said, my victory is at hand already. Do you know what that can mean?
Oh. Well. What theory are we going with? We're going with corporate enforcer, or are we going with possession?
I guess we'll find out when we get them.
So the problem is, actually, I guess a better question would be to ask whether or not...
We should talk to Malcolm about this. Malcolm would know. We're Malcolm's friend. He'd know more than we would.
Alright, I wasn't sure we knew about the end goal of Victor. Wait, did he already go over Victor's end goal, or is that something we don't know yet?
The end goal... He hasn't talked about the end goal because he has two different theories of what the motives are.
He's unclear about what Victor's motives and therefore goals are.
Alright.
We're gonna burn that bridge when we get there.
I guess, well, the only thing I can think of an end goal is, well, theory 1, corporations get to go on by and they don't have to deal with any pesky activists or anything disrupting them. But there's theory 2, which is that the main body gets to come in.
Alright, there's actually one more thing, and I think this actually is the last thing. This is just purely to satisfy my curiosity. We fought other tendrils that look like yours. Are there other creatures those are attached to? Or are you just very long?
Those are, oh, my Hydra? A very proud creation of mine.
Is it like a single creature, or is it just a tentacle?
It is a single creature and whatnot.
Are they all connected? Is that thing still alive?
I don't know. I have to feed it my blood every now and then. Actually, no, wait. It can produce its own vitae. I forgot about that. I don't know if it's still alive or not. Could be.
Well, I'm sure the people who will be participating in the resulting civil war will have that to deal with.
Oh, yeah. Guess it would be a civil war. Wait, that means I'm out of the picture.
Yeah, whenever he says, whenever
you are out of the picture.
Wait. Whenever he says that, so unless anybody wants to stop me, I'm just gonna look at Zach
What's
and
the
kind
connection
of
with Zane Warder?
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You were saying, Bone?
No, keep on going. I want to know where this goes.
Zane Warder. That name sounds vaguely familiar.
Short, blonde guy. Artificial arm.
Artificial arm. Alright. I did see him on my living cameras, but he disposed of it rather quickly. It seemed he was talking to various other people at the time. Unfortunately, the camera couldn't get a good glimpse of him. But he's been around here. It was very recent, too. I think he was looking for someone. And that's all I could really say.
Okay, I think we've exhausted his proverbial...
I also have a question.
Oh, goddamn. Okay, what is
it? It's a personal thing. There was a bar in Queens. One of you guys was hanging out there for a while. Fucking real shitty asshole look to him. Wore sunglasses at night. Whatever happened to that guy?
Oh, that was a whole mess. from what I can look at, I remember I was looking into the Camarillo at the time to either blackmail one of their members or not, but I managed to grab him. He was a little bit higher up, and he got real sloppy with somebody, was outed and even staked. Thankfully, one of his ghouls managed to drag him away before the sun came up. But
so he's alive.
I do believe so. It was that information.
Do you know where?
Maybe still operating around here. All I could say is that if there's a civil war, like y'all keep saying there is, he'll probably show his head eventually. He's a very careless figure, and his carelessness.
No, that guy's a fucking asshole.
His carelessness is what allowed me to blackmail him a couple times.
Tips like shit. Cool.
Eh. I just know he was easy blackmail money. Told him that I'd out all the security footage to Camarillo that if he didn't do what I said. Got a lot done for me too. Now, if we're done with Q&A time, I have a state and eventually an entire country to run.
And yes,
there you go, buddy.
Wait.
Yeah, no, you don't.
I have an idea. So I'm gonna look at Zach. I'm gonna kind of do the thing, like the kind of neck chopping kind of hand gesture, and say, "Oh yes, of course, sir. We'll make sure to help you out right away." Just kind of doing the neck chopping motion at Zach.
But to kill him?
Yeah, I wanna just kind of like do this quick, clean.
All right. And Zach's gonna like do like a Yaijutsu slash with the.
I will say,
red comment.
Even with the slash and the ability, difficulty 5 strength plus difficulty 6 strength plus melee.
Oh god, okay. Let me get my.
He modified his body. A decapitation would be an instant kill for a vampire. He made his neck super like thick for a reason.
Oh, you think I'm going for the neck? Okay.
Were you chopping his dick off?
If I could offer something,
I'm going straight for the brain.
If I could offer something, I have a knife that makes anything it touches blow up within 2 hours of me stabbing them.
Oh, I was gonna suggest. I think Shadow Justice has like some hacksaws or something around here.
I don't think Shadow Justice wants the blood all over the walls and the computer.
Anyways,
Shadow Justice, how do you feel about blood all over the? Hey, you got tarps? Can we get some tarps?
Put down a tarp.
A meat grinder.
Oh shit! I forgot to pull up my fucking character sheet.
I'll need to get the tarp for the rest of it.
Here it is.
There's already newspaper underneath them, so it doesn't get on the table.
Difficulty 6, you said?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
There's also this. He presses the button. As I say, and like it like stakes him in and out like several times like a sewing needle, and then he presses a button and it stops.
That is
okay,
like
I'm re-rolling that one die.
Vampire waterboarding.
Yeah.
When you say it stops, you mean it stops in or out?
It stops out.
Okay, so I'm re-rolling one die.
Oh.
Okay. A 10, a 9, a 6, a 9, a 6, and a 7.
You go to land it, and at first, it's kind of hard, but and 2 slashes.
Oh, I see. I'm going for like a complete bisection of his head.
Oh.
From the top.
From the top.
Instead of going for the neck.
So you go from the top. The skull may be thick due to the horns, but you manage to find the right spot, and you immediately slash the head in a bisection, and it is in half vertically.
Did he actually think he was gonna live through that scenario?
What?
Shit, I guess.
Actually, I was gonna say, I think the head needs to be like destroyed entirely in VTM rules. I'm unsure if that would suffice or not.
I thought it was like a decapitation was enough.
A decapitation is enough because that's technically removing the head outright.
Oh no, we made 2 Langstroms.
I was gonna say,
I'm just gonna start fucking stomping on the brain, just like, yeah, none of this shit.
As
Ed would notice that there is a lack of like drying up and zombifying.
Any hits of acid anywhere?
As the head is unslashed, he does he tends to talk at first, but you guys stomp on it, and Shadow Justice manages to the wail on one half of the head, and like he is like bashing that thing, essentially putting it through a meat grinder. The meat grinder being his Shadow Justice's fist.
His fists. Sprite.
And Shadow Justice just is wailing on him, and eventually Langstrom meets his end. A vampire in a high political position who showed his face to the public, who was beloved by some, dying in an old ass cave underneath an abandoned restaurant.
A sewer, even.
No, it was in the Bat Cave or the Shadow Justice Cave.
Oh right.
Oh fuck, that was cathartic.
And with that, there's one thing that you must wonder is that there were talks of what appeared to be like a vampire civil war going on. So, is there anything you would like to do in New York?
I feel like
I would like to kill that guy.
I think we need to figure out where the fuck we're going next.
Okay, so Josh, Seven wanted to know something about an archive.
I did, yeah.
I don't know if that was in New York though. I forget that.
I will say, Seven wants to know about the archive. Sim has the vendetta of getting the fucking vampire, the La Sombra one, as well. So, for the last, that's funny that like usually the conclusion like session is like, oh, but you could be like, oh, you're dealing with both of those things. Yeah.
Edwin is going to take the time to deliver the papers to a contact. The research.
I will say we did. I know it is later, but we did start a little bit later because of OBS being a bitch. So I'm unsure what the. So I guess like one thing I'll say is trying to think here.
We could just call it like an early session.
We could.
Like, I assume you gotta work on that stuff if we're gonna do that before we leave.
Yeah, but I guess what my question would be asking is, yeah, you killed Langstrom.
We could talk to Malcolm.
That will be how I'll end the session. So you all,
Malcolm, what's good?
You all enter the bus after a long night of killing, and the night is still going on. You hear various gunshots in the distance.
Jesus Christ.
And
they gotta move on that fast.
Yeah, no jokes.
I think there'd be some posturing.
Like this literally escalated quickly.
And you hang on, let me grab. I forgot what I named the file. There we go. There we go. Can you see him? Oh, hey, lad, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Boy, has it.
So, I feel like you all have to ask me a question.
Yeah, actually, wait, before we do that, I have a thought. What happened to Gun Shop? Like, I thought that was gonna be like, okay, not you. I'm just asking, like, to the general group. Like, you guys thought we were gonna like see more of that guy, right?
I mean,
yeah.
like,
might just be a hitman.
He might be working with fucking Green Man supremacy for all we know.
He might also be one of Victor's friends.
He could be.
I was gonna say, it seemed like he was more Victor's guy on loan than he was.
Then that would have been a good thing to ask the
with
Well, too late now.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, now
What
the
a
actual
shame.
question. All right, go. Someone bring it up.
All right.
Okay, so you know Victor. You said you were friends with Victor, right?
Right. Well, before he went down a darker path after seeing some shit, and we had a fight.
Wait. Okay. Hold. Well,
Do
you're saying
you
he saw
think it's
some shit.
more? Do you think it's more likely that he's become a corporate stooge working for the powers that be, or do you think it's more likely that he's possessed by the worm?
I mean, I saw him die, so most likely, a possession
You
of
know,
sorts.
that's a pretty compelling point. Yeah.
Also, those very organizations are what drove him near insane. He went on a mission to protect some awakened mages. They were only children, you know. Trying to find a good song for this.
Wait, are you like Jedi? Do you kidnap children to make them do magic?
I did not get to that. Well, you see, the problem was that they were very is that we heard about them through rumors, and for us, and knowing how the powers that be move, we knew that it would be a matter of time before something horrible happened. So, they sent Victor off to handle the situation. I, on the other hand, was studying with various mages about their cultures and whatnot. And Victor, after that mission, Victor had the look of a killer in his eyes. After hearing it, and I was unsure what happened, and I looked to a debriefing that he was told, and apparently the so-called corporate enforcers managed to shoot the little girl, but the younger brother survived. Or was it older? I can't quite recall. In other words, the sister died and the brother didn't. And Victor, traumatized by it, brutally dispatched of the, well, I'll get to that. Basically, he had the kid with us. He told him to stay at the Arcanum and whatnot, our little base of operations. And Victor left. Victor had killed like 50 people. And
all people.
Some of which deserved it. Some of which didn't. I got into an argument about how there were some of the people he killed that had no idea what they were getting into, and that they didn't deserve to die because of a war they couldn't understand. We kept arguing about it, and came to a standstill. And as the years went by, he became more broody and violent. Eventually, long story short, he ended up trying to kill some of the mages at our very school. And I had to take care of him myself. And after a hard battle, I summoned a bear of mine. And its jaw went right into the man, tore him in half, left him as a corpse. I couldn't dare to look his corpse in the eyes. I ran as far as I could, and I took a flight to Nepal, hoping to be as far away from it all as I can, and maybe learn a thing or two from other mages. And eventually, years go by, decades go by, and I hear that he's back. I see that he's back. But something's different. When I look into someone's eyes, there's almost a soul to it. They weren't there. In his eyes was something darker. When I proceeded, I needed to have more backup on this, so I performed a dream-speaking ritual where it would essentially point me to the right people who could help. And I was given a list of names. 5 names originally. Which is why I sent you all the letters. I figured we needed a 6th, but I was running low on juices that day. So I just took a chunk of change and I hired them. Though I feel like there was supposed to be a 6th member. But it was like the connection got lost with that last member right at the last second. Well, that's everything. That's all my trauma and the reason why I hired you all here, which probably should have said earlier, but why you ask?
Oh, I saw him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Right after taking out Langstrom, showed up. Surprisingly, didn't kill us, but he did.
Yeah, we might actually want to move to like a slightly safer location because there's kind of I think a vampire civil war literally just started.
I mean, some of us may have stuff still here too.
No, I mean like literally like moving to a place
Yeah, but
that's
like
not in.
we can move the boss.
Like,
this might be a safe place.
Yeah, this might be the safe place.
Like, we don't know where their territory.
I will say the gunshots were in the distance.
Oh yeah, that's fair. All right, sorry.
Anyway,
I was just trying to.
So it's interesting though that he didn't kill us on the spot though. He didn't give a reason. He took the premium, could have taken us out, but he didn't. He also said his victory is already at hand.
Oh shite. Oh.
Well, what does that mean? Can you figure it out?
I don't exactly know. Do you have any? Which is why it scares me. But do you all have any theories? You've been looking out there and you saw them.
I'll be honest. When he said that, I was like half expecting an atomic bomb to go off in the distance.
Well,
but no, I have no actual idea.
So, what was exactly whenever you killed the 52 guys, you said, I believe, which faction were they part of again? Were they part of the Arcanum, or were they part of the other guys?
Other guys.
What if he's maybe not looking for us? Maybe he's trying to go after his employers.
Employers.
Do you think he's current? So whenever we talked to him on the phone, like back in that phone with the phone dumpster, what was he saying again about Malcolm? He wasn't what he seemed or something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what he said.
Me neither.
Oh. And Ed wasn't there, so we wouldn't know. But I wasn't sure if that jogged anybody's minds.
No, I'll be honest. The tank's running out.
I think.
So, go ahead.
But maybe it's a possession of sorts. Would explain why any attempt to traverse to the dreams, observe him, were interrupted by something greater. I couldn't quite figure it out, but
Well, do we know where we're going next after New York? After we're done here?
I mean, the only real thought I have is that we have is that we can follow up with that corporation. I don't know.
Yeah, what was it? Pyrex?
Pentex.
Pentex. Where's
Well,
Pentex headquartered?
Good question. Now, as for our locations. As for now, I think I'm going. I'm unsure of where he'd be next. However, I think. Is there any clues or any like specific corporations you were given? Because keep in mind, you haven't.
McDonald's. Those were kind of the two big ones.
Oh. I'll have the. I have two guesses. I'll have to do another dream ritual again, but I'll narrow it down to one when I'm finished.
With the two guesses, Pentex and McDonald's.
No, it's definitely Pentex. The guess would be which location. I apologize that I can't give you an answer now. But
oh, do they have like multiple corporate hubs?
I believe so.
I'll sleep on it, Malcolm. I'm sure you'll come up with something.
I haven't looked into them in a long time. So, I apologize if I'm a bit rusty.
Have you looked into them before?
The 50 people that Victor killed were a part of a group owned by them. Victor proceeds to sigh, rub his eyes. He opens the glove box, and he puts his foot in it, and he puts another foot, and he just kind of slides in.
Okay.
Hey, hold up.
And then the door opens, and you see him peeking his head out out of the glove box. Yeah?
The forehead comes out with a slide whistle sound effect.
Okay, so how about, what is, I thought I was gonna, okay, extremely silly question. Wanted to ask, so you said that we were, like, picked based off of you kind of, like, searching around in the dream, and you just happened to find, or something along those lines, you just kind of happened to find us.
Right?
Had some kind of connection. Okay, what'd you have to go off of?
It's rather complicated in mage speak, but on internet lingos, I guess, vibes.
Huh.
And you disagree with the spirits?
Well, okay, no, but like also more than that. So like, okay, how do I articulate this? Because functionally, you knew. Did you even know that we were going to be going after Victor or anything like that?
That was
like, did you just if you don't mind me asking, like, is everything that we've been doing up until this point actually just been going off of vibes? Did you have any idea what we were getting into before we signed up for this?
Oh, I knew you. Oh, the end goal was always getting Victor. That was always the end goal. Okay. I just needed you all to go into locations heavily populated by people. Because if you cast spells in heavily populated areas, there are dire consequences. Unpredictable ones. It could literally be anything. So I needed some non-magic folks to go around and do the stuff and get in there and do the stuff I can't.
Okay.
But if you want
to... apologies. I'm no, like, it's fine. It's just I remember we were like, somebody was telling us something about you earlier. I don't quite remember what the full thing was. I don't know. There hasn't been anything. I mean, I guess I'm probably not gonna get a straight answer from this if we ask you, right? But like, you're not like, there's like at this point, like, are all bets are off, right? Like there's nothing you're not like we know about as much as you do at this point, right? Like there's nothing you're not like withholding from us.
The only thing I'm withholding is my personal sleeping chambers in the glove box. I was withholding a lot.
To go in there.
Can Arkham detect the lie if there's a lie there?
No, I'm pretty sure he sleeps there.
I meant about like if there was any more secret.
About the glove box?
Or no, in
because,
general.
Like, Steph just asked him if he's hiding anything else.
Like, it's just, I'm sorry if it feels... I feel like if this... I'm sorry if this is, like, out of nowhere, but, like, we're going up against... a living thermonuclear bomb. We're going up against Sephiroth, basically. I don't know if that actually makes any sense to you, but like, just like this unspeakable, like this is even farther beyond like an actual vampire. Like we're dealing with a fucking crazy magic sorcerer, magic man, who can manipulate walls and turn people in the chairs, and he's corrupt. He's being piloted by a giant evil death pollution god. So like if there's anything at this point that you are not telling us, it's kind of hard for us to back out now. So like just getting it out there, like if there's really nothing else, then there's nothing else. But yeah, it'd be nice to know, I guess.
I have only one thing. He reaches his arm further in, and there seems to be a tome with like weird symbols on it. I was really hoping it wasn't the worm, but since you all pretty much hard confirmed it, here's a book. Should have some... I'm gonna be honest, I have a hard time deciphering it, but maybe you'll have a better luck than I. But with this in mind, it would completely annihilate the corpse, Victor's soul, and it would permanently injure the worm. This is the last secret I have kept from you all. Is within this book. What you choose to do with it, or how you choose to look through and decipher it, is your call. But from here on out, I have told you everything. And I was hiding at first, but it's been this long. You all have my trust. You've had it. I just want you to be careful. I just want you to be careful, and I want you to know that although maybe beyond my reach and beyond my reasonings, there was a reason why. There must have been a reason why it picked you all, and it didn't pick a group of mages or werewolves or vampires. There was probably my avatar. It's how I communicate through magic. It's a complicated thing. It's my personal avatar. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, you were picked for a reason. And even I'm baffled by it sometimes. You were intentionally picked. So regardless of how tough this may seem, I have a feeling that y'all will be enough to fix this. And what you
know at least.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, one more thing. Fuck. He goes back and he reaches back and he pulls out a book. He's like, I rented this out from the library in New York. I don't want to get overcharged or like late fee on it. So if one of you can return this tomorrow, that'd be fine. Can you do that?
I'll take care of it.
All right.
We'll put it in the book drop-off chute so that way we don't also get the overdraft fees.
What book?
Was it overdue now, or is it?
No.
How long have you had this book?
A week. Couple weeks.
Oh.
That's not overdue. You can take things out for like 2 weeks, I think.
No, fuck. I have this for 3 weeks.
Oh, we haven't even been in New York for 3 weeks. What?
I rent. It's complicated. Had it shipped.
Oh. What's the book?
It's
50 Shades of Grey.
No. It's
just Charlotte's Web or some shit.
I was thinking of Mice and Men.
That's It's a literature.
Well, that's not embarrassing.
It's a book that means a lot to me. Just keep it in the packaging and extra points if you don't open it.
It's fucking like a porno.
Alright.
I know I said no more secrets, but can you keep that one a secret?
Well, this is a remarkable amount of trust, so I guess we can probably keep the same thing. Especially because this entire conversation has been happening while you're poking your head out of a fucking glove compartment. So, you know what? Sure, I can keep the secret for you.
All right.
The clown Ed wanted was the Malcolm the entire time.
He goes inside of the compartment, and he goes to close it. But, like, something's different about the way it's closed. It doesn't seem like it's all the way.
Wait, the compartment he just went inside of?
Yeah, the door is
not... it didn't completely close. The door's a little bit open.
The one and he just went inside of it, though? Is he still in there?
You can take a look to find out. You gotta look.
Who's gonna look in?
I'm gonna go upstairs.
I mean, I don't see any reason why not to. He didn't ask us not to, right?
He didn't.
I mean, for the most part, only mages have like been willing to go in or been allowed to go in there. We haven't been able to.
You look in there and you see for a brief moment that in the crack that you do see his eyes staring.
Oh,
yeah.
And then and then it closes. And then he opens it again.
Or the glove box.
The glove box closes.
Okay.
And then it opens again. He's like, wait, what?
No, nothing. No, we didn't say nothing.
All right. He slips back in, but he left the door open.
Like
fully open this time.
Oh.
Are you gonna sleep with that open?
You want us to close it for you, or?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, all right.
I closed the glove box.
You gotta close the glove box.
What a weird guy.
And you all stare before you the strange book with the markings on it. This tome. A book that apparently, according to Malcolm, contains secrets that many hunters across the world would slaughter for, but also secrets that most people wouldn't have access to. What you're witnessing is a tome that gives you an advantage that nobody else in the world has, if you're willing to decipher its text.
Hey, Timmy, you and me want to double team this one? I will admit I've been a little bit abstinent on the book reading. I think I'm ready to slide in.
I'm just
gonna
go to bed.
And you'll be able to look through the contents of this book next session.
Alrighty. Yeah, that was cool. I like the drama. You did good.
I do apologize. I meant to write this out, but I think
role-playing session.
I lost some of the writing. So
really?
So I did wing some of it.
Damn.
You did a good job.
Admirably done.
I will say the one.
How many points do we get?
Oh, good. I probably 8.
8 points.
All right.
I think that takes us up to a
50.
solid.
Wait, 50 for me. 200.
You said 8?
Yeah.
200.
I have 200. 200 even.
Can you take me higher?
No.
To a place where blind men see.
When I think about that song,
I really should level up my guy.
When I think
You
of that
should.
song,
How many points do you have?
I have 50.
Yeah, you should spend those.
Yeah, spending those is a good idea.
And considering that you're a little bit later in, you might need the points to be spent.
Yeah.
Title drop: Hunter, the road trip. Now it begins.
Yeah.
The real hunter start now.
Does our spell have a name at all yet?
No. Round table, remember?
The round table.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're the round table. Okay.
Although normally just call it the bus.
I guess.
Yeah, just the AC just says fuck it, I don't care anymore, and just plays Creed's "Can You Take Me Higher."
I have upped my stamina by 1, so now I get 1 additional health point.
I think one thing I will say about the song "Higher" by Creed is that there is an image
It's your favorite song.
There's an image that it makes me think of, and it's this.
Why?
Why?
Like when they say that taking you higher to a place where blind men can see. This I don't know why. I think it was because of a post where someone.
Okay, this did come out in 1999 as the lead single from their second album.
I feel like this image
so it is pre 9/11.
I feel like this image is spiritually higher by Creed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think I think somebody else said this, and it stuck in my mind forever. I can't remember if it was a post on Discord or if it was like somebody posted a tweet that said it.
Clearly, this is his most meditative song.
Yeah, let's say,
Why is Central Park a wheat field?
I don't know. I will say though, it is kind of funny that after Steph was talking to Malcolm, it felt like the first time. It felt like one of the times where the party realizes, like how the stakes of like Victor and whatnot. It was because I remember thinking that about him, where it's like Victor is like very powerful and whatnot, powerful like mage, and you guys are just people.
Oh, I realized. I just kind of figured, like, well, we gotta get him eventually.
But yeah, you gotta get. But
Ed doesn't know. Ed doesn't know what the deal is.
I mean, honestly, the biggest reason why I decided to throw out though it's like we're fighting Sephiroth is because when you described him as going on a mission, dying and coming back, that is a little bit like Sephiroth.
I actually never played FF7.
I know you're like, oh no, you didn't. I just thought it'd be funny because it's like that. It's a perfectly poignant thing to be like, yeah, no, we're like fighting Mega. We're fighting fucking Mega Godzilla, basically.
I forget. Was Ed around whenever we saved the guy from being a flesh share? I don't think he was.
No, that was Indiana. That was the first arc. That was the first.
Right. I wonder how that guy's doing. I wonder how Adam's
Was that
doing.
still in Indiana? Damn, that was early.
Also, I felt like now is probably a pretty like solid point to be like, I think we should address the big guy that we're fighting because as far as we can tell, there's nobody else between us and the big final evil man because he appeared before us and went, I'm gonna fucking win.
Also, man, there was some stuff. There was some stuff with like Pentax and like the worm. I'm like, oh man, I hope I can make this roll so I can actually fucking talk about some stuff I know. Oh damn it!
Now
my meta knowledge will not be appropriate here.
The meta knowledge that I just got from the newest episode of Hunter the Parenting will not be used in this episode.
Also, if I could say for the future, because I will say the whole point about like you suddenly like, do I know about the worm and all that stuff? It like kind of high key derailed the entire thing. I'm not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. Like I get it, you want to use your meta knowledge to like in a way that is conducive to like the story as a whole. I will say in the future, just let the guy talk about it first before we start getting into do we know about what's going on? Because I'll admit, I'm like a complete secondary to the hunter stuff, to like the fucking.
I don't know if he was going to talk about it.
I know, but like, well, he's gonna talk about some before we got into that. Like, okay, how do I use this as an analogy? Imagine if you're watching like a Star Wars like TV show or whatever, and then somebody says like, a bit like an adjective or a proper noun from like a book, and like rather than going, "Ooh, he said a thing I know," he
Look,
stopped.
I wanted
You
to.
stopped the story.
I wanted to roll it for Ed. I did not think it would work for Ed.
I will also say, like, you guys basically have enough evidence now. That big word from book is kind of the main villain.
If I could have said, like, I want Ed to see if he knows about the worm, I would have, like, done that, but I did not view Ed as being somebody that knew it, so I figured I'd bring it up as Arkham.
I'll also mention that the worm isn't just pollution and all that, it's fast food stuff and all that as well. And I say that because I had this written, like, a year ahead of time, and when I made, like, I was making Spires and I had the idea of, like, a heavily polluted city, I had completely forgotten when I was writing that. And as of today, when I was looking into it, I was like, oh, fuck, I did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
I was more saying
that
that because it's a little bit. I was just more saying that because it's a little. Sometimes it can be a little bit of like what I would describe as an RPG faux pas. What if if there was like a big like quote unquote D&D thing or whatever that you knew about, but your character might not I need to emphasize might not realistically know, and then you pause and be like, can somebody know about this?
I mean, it's not.
I was gonna say, I feel like it was a fair question to be like, would it?
It's a fair question. It's a no.
I really think you
I
might
was
be
just
over focusing on this.
Oh, no, I'm just more okay. That's fair. All right,
also, the worm is the kind. Also, like once again, a part of the worm is kind of like a part of the main villain's deal, so I kind of have to explain it.
Like whenever AC was going through that bit, like it just felt like a giant neon light that says "Do a rule about the worm." But the thing
Like
is,
Jerry knows
I am
shit,
like
fuck nothing, but a few of us probably know stuff about some things.
And I'm seeing Arkham right there as that person would know about the worm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if there was anything else I could say, maybe in the future, it's just like use the hidden channel so that way you can keep talking about stuff.
I can consider that. I'll go like I usually go over these VODs. If it seems that way, like it didn't seem like I was derailing it in the moment for me.
Oh no, absolutely. Like it didn't. It took a minute, but like I kind of realized when we started talking about something completely unrelated to what he was going on about before, that kind of that made a fucking thing in my brain flip and like, wait a minute, hold on.
I probably
now,
just
for the record,
didn't
in the
consider
moment,
it happened.
Yeah, no. In the moment, like I'm not. I want to emphasize at this point. I want to emphasize at this point. Now, it might have seemed like I was coming off with it at first, but no. I don't think that you did anything particularly wrong. I just think that that's something to keep in mind for the future.
I kind of figured like if we could bring up the worm, then we could build it off of that conversation topic and hybridize them. What was the topic again? Actually, what was the topic again?
The worm.
No, like the initial thing. The initial thing.
Oh, who? That's basically who was involved with Victor, or who's helping him.
Yeah, and then there was the mention of the pollution thing, and so I was like, okay, we can bring up the worm, then we can hybridize these things of like bringing the worm into that same conversation topic.
Okay.
I will also say
I thought it would synergize, is why I brought it up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will also say
you're fine. I was gonna say I was definitely kind of overanalyzing it a little bit, but no, like I think you're fine.
All right. Thank you.
I will also say, even though I am like mostly even though most of the worst of it is gone and I feel like way better, I am still kind of sick. So my mental faculties are at like running slightly lower. So I apologize. So I apologize if there was some I feel like I apologize.
Oh, you're good. You're fine. You're fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I just want to double check. Yeah, that was.
I felt like I should probably just. I guess at the bare minimum, I was like, I think that we should talk about the bit where the entire flow of the conversation got a little bit bjorked, at the very least. But no, okay, we're good. All right, I'm done now.
I guess
it's fine. It's fine. Like I get it. It's like yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I do think that like it did tangent. I thought it would synergize. I didn't think it would tangent.
I will say,
okay, we're good.
I felt like I let my inner demons win when you guys asked about the prankster. Like the moment you asked, I'm like, oh, I have an idea. I don't know. There's like 3 of them.
Haven't you made the 3 pranksters joke already?
Probably.
And I do it again.
You see, it's a callback now.
You know, honestly, I'd shout out to the fucking asking the blind man to see what to fucking decipher the runes for
What's
us.
this look
Because
like?
that's what snapped me. That's what snapped me back to reality. Because I was like clocking out because of all the noise that was happening, and like that specifically, I locked in and I was like, wait a minute. That's really silly. I need to bring it up.
me as Langston reply with the, I see.
You see, we got it all on Hunter the Road Trip. We got the jokes, we got the drama, we got more jokes. There's a lot of jokes actually.
We got the book.
We got Steph like being vaguely racist by accident.
Wait, when was Steph vaguely racist?
At the very beginning.
Because of the whole when I said isn't everybody a little bit racist?
Oh.
I will say
wait,
who hasn't said a few funny words in their teen years? The answer is Bonebard. Bonebard never said those funny words.
I mean, if you think about, to a certain
Bonebard
degree,
was always woke.
It is actually kind of like it's like a weird survival defense mechanism in the initial, like, as you're like growing up, when you're like, you see somebody that doesn't look like your parents, you get a little bit scared. Wait, what? No, like genuinely, like that's a real thing. There's like a little bit.
I know it's a real thing, but like
now we're gonna dig the best holes. Let's go.
No.
I get what you mean. I
am not saying people are born racist. That would be crazy.
I get what you mean.
I'm pretty sure my uncle was though. No.
I think dogs actually go through a similar thing too, because they bark at anybody that isn't the people that are actively taking care of and supporting them.
I could have sworn there was a thing where or am I thinking of King of the Hill, where it was like where someone was having trouble because their dog was racist.
Yeah, no, that's an episode of King of the Hill where they think that it's Lady Bird is attacking a black guy, but it turns out she actually just doesn't like repairmen. Yeah, like they get in a white repairman, and then Lady Bird attacks her, and everybody's cheering like, "Yay, she's not racist."
I thought that was Simpsons.
No, that was King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
That was King of the Hill.
Oh, fun.
I feel like Simpsons would do that joke.
By the way, are we still live? Probably cap off this discussion point.
Oh yeah.
It was also a very Simpsons joke, to be fair.
Oh, yeah, we are still alive, and I am about to end the sesh.
Sacrifice a child to Moloch next
Don't
time
do that.
on Hunter the Road
He doesn't
Trip.
represent me.
If you want to worship Beelzebub, hit that notification.
And be sure to smash that bell.
Yeah.
Just so you all know, we will be switching over to Call of Cthulhu for the next thing, because we're actually going to be fighting an Elder God for realsies.
Press that like button if you want to hail Satan.
And hit the